This is a video by Rich Bin. Today we're working on a Ford Escort. This happens to be a 1997 model, and what we're doing today will pertain to most 91 through 99 models. And what we're doing is we are replacing both rear parking brake cables. First thing we need to do is to get the vehicle up in the air and remove both tires. Next thing we need to do is to slide both the front seats forward and remove the Phillips headed screws that are on both sides of the console in this location right here. Now once you get those screws out of there, you want to try to pull up on the parking brake lever a little bit if you can and lift up the back, and you can see that the front just comes off pretty easy, and we want to slide it forward, and there we go. Now let's let that handle back down. Now the reason I took the back console out was so you could see the adjuster nut right here. We want to back the nut all the way to the end of the threads here. Now you can do that with the console in if you want. Okay, there we go. Next thing we need to do is to take this tin work that's above the exhaust pipe, the resonator right here. Now, standard procedure is to remove that pipe. Now, what I did is I loosened the two 10mm bolts right here on the forward side, and then there is a 10mm bolt up here that you can't get. So it was all rusted out anyway, so what I did is I used the air chisel and chiseled that bolt oh boy. Love New England cars, I'll tell you. Jeez. Now, the reason we're taking that shield out of the way is right above here is the equalizer shaft and the clips that hold the cable into the body mounts right there. Now here's why we took the shield off. You can see the spring that holds the equalizer shaft, the piece that holds the two cables to the rear, and right here is the clips that anchor the cable to the body right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove those clips and remove those cable right here. We'll pull that spring out, and then it looks like we're going to have to soak these cables where they go into this equalizer piece right here that holds the cables. So we got our work ahead of us. Next we need to remove this 12mm bolt that secures the cable to that arm. I know, everything's rusted underneath here. You don't have to tell me. Yep, I know what you guys are saying. Rich, That freaking thing. What are you doing fixing it? Well, hey, do what I gotta do here. Alright. Hey, the thing actually came off and didn't bust. Are you kidding me? Alright. Now let's move on to the next one. Next, what we have to do is to remove these two 12mm bolts that secure the cable bracket to the backing plate right here. Let's see how well these come off. Yeah, I shot them with a little penetrating oil. No kidding. What about this one? Hey, hey, hey. Actually, you don't want those to break. You gotta be, you be very careful with those suckers, because the mount on the backing plate is the, they thread in there. So the impact works good on that, vibrates them. And my camera's got dirt all over it. Alright. Now, this cable is, see this, I sawed off the end. Normally it comes out and there is an eyelet on the end, and it goes over this arm right here that goes into the brake mechanism. So you would have to remove this eyelet that is not there from the arm, and then once you do, then you can see remove this cable. But they were frozen up, so we had to do an emergency cutoff here so the vehicle could move, because cables were frozen. So once you remove that from the arm, then you're all free back here. Now I got the new cables all connected. You can see that the cable is connected to the equalizer, and I started with the driver's side, got that cable in, and then slipped the passenger cable in, and then put the clips in place to hold it, put the spring back in. So we're all connected back here. Now we're going to go towards the back and connect it to the activating arm at the backing plate. Alright, now we're going to hook our cable. Like this, hook it on the arm, and then the anchor plate down there. We can line up just like that, and we'll start our bolts. Next thing we got to do on this driver's side is bring the cable up here and put it in the bracket. Hopefully you saved your nut. Now we got one more clamp to put on this side. Alright, here's the last clamp. Goes on to the floor here. Alright, so now we can tighten all our bolts up. Alright, both our parking brake cables are secured to the backing plate. They're on the arm where they should be. And we have free rotation here. So the only thing left to do now is to put the shield over the exhaust, put our tires back on, get it down the ground, start the engine up, drive the vehicle in reverse, and pull up on the parking brake a couple of times while we're in reverse. Then we can adjust the handle so it has about 5 to 7 clicks, and we are done. And that's all there is to installing rear parking brake cables on your Ford Escort.